All right, let's get right into it. There is a very common and honestly destructive habit that could be the one thing stopping you from becoming the most successful version of yourself. Seriously, it messes with your focus, it hurts your relationships, and it just drains the satisfaction out of your life. We're going to break down exactly why this cycle is so ridiculously hard to escape, and then, most importantly, give you a real, actionable plan to finally get back in the driver's seat. So let me ask you, does this sound familiar? You've tried to quit porn and masturbation. You told yourself this is the last time, only to end up right back where you started. It's an incredibly frustrating loop, and it can make you feel totally powerless. But look, you're not alone in this. The very first step to breaking free is to understand why this thing has such a powerful grip on you. So let's start with what's actually going on inside your brain. Okay, first up, the unwinnable cycle. To beat this thing, we have to understand the science behind it, the dopamine trap that keeps you coming back for more. It really all boils down to this one little chemical called dopamine. Now, you can think of it as your brain's reward system. When you do something that feels good, your brain releases a hit of dopamine, which basically says, hey, that was awesome. Let's definitely do that again. And the more dopamine you get from something, well, the stronger the craving is to repeat it. And this right here, this is the core of the entire problem. The amount of dopamine your brain gets from porn and masturbation is one of the highest levels a human can even experience. It's literally on par with the real thing. Your brain can't tell the difference. So when you go out and achieve something amazing in the real world, like finishing a marathon or landing a huge deal for your business, the dopamine reward is, well, it's lower. Your brain's reward system has been hijacked and calibrated to expect that absolute highest peak. So here's the deadly combination, right? The habit is super easy to access. It doesn't cost money, you don't have to go anywhere, there's zero friction, and it gives you this massive, unnatural dopamine explosion. It creates an impossibly high bar for feeling good, which makes the hard, meaningful work of building a great life feel kind of dull in comparison. It literally becomes a drug that gets in the way of everything that truly matters. All right, section 2, the real cost. Because it's not just about your brain chemistry. This habit is costing you something way, way more valuable. We're talking about your attention. You have to understand, we are living in an attention economy. Attention is the new currency. Where you choose to place your focus literally determines the direction of your life. If you focus on productive, meaningful things, you grow. If you focus on empty distractions, well, you stagnate. The people and the companies that are winning today are the ones who are masters at capturing your attention. I mean, just think about it for a second. Who has your attention? You've got giants like Amazon, personalities like Elon Musk. They've built entire empires on capturing eyeballs. And then you have Instagram models and, of course, the pornography industry. They are all profiting directly from your gaze. Every minute you give them is a minute you're not investing in yourself. This really breaks down the power dynamic. When you just passively give your attention away to these things, you're playing a submissive role. You are letting other people get rich off of your focus while your own self-respect and quality of life go down. The opposite of that is to be dominant. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean being in charge, taking charge of your own life, your own mind, and building real confidence. And this quote is so, so true. Discipline is not something you can just switch on and off for different parts of your life. It's like a muscle. If you are undisciplined in this one very private area, that weakness is going to bleed into everything, your work, your health, your relationships. But the flip side is also true. If you can build discipline here, you strengthen it everywhere else. Okay, section 3, find your true purpose. We've talked a lot about the problem. Now let's shift gears and talk about the solution. And it all starts with this one critical idea. You can't just get rid of a habit. You have to replace it. This is the absolute key. Your brain is hardwired to seek rewards. You can't just tell it, hey, stop doing that. It doesn't work. You have to give it a new mission, a better target to aim for, something meaningful that channels all that energy towards building the life you actually want to live. You know, in Hindi, there's a word, chahat. It means a deep internal longing or desire. And every single one of us has one. Maybe for you, it's building a business from scratch, or getting into the best physical shape of your life, or being an incredible provider for your family. That desire, that purpose, it's already in you. Your job is to find it, connect with it, and make it your new obsession. So once you've found that purpose, that chahat, what's next? Well, that brings us to section 4, the path to self-improvement. This is the actual journey to making it all a reality. This whole transformation really stands on three pillars. First, add meaning to your life, which we just talked about. That's finding your purpose. Now let's dig into the other two, understanding real attraction and the practical steps of detoxing your mind. This is a massive mindset shift, so really let this sink in. Stop trying to do things just to become attractive. Real, genuine attraction isn't something you chase. It's a side effect. It's what happens naturally when you are genuinely focused on your own mission, on becoming the best version of yourself for yourself. And let me be crystal clear. You cannot fake this. It's impossible. Trying to pretend you're on some purpose-driven path just to get attention will always, always fail. People, and women especially, have like a sixth sense for this stuff. They can spot inauthenticity from a mile away. You have to be real about it. And that brings us to the third pillar, the detox. This is the practical, hands-on part. In your virtual world, you got to clean house. Unfollow all the accounts that trigger you. Instead, follow pages about your real goals: business, fitness, music, whatever it is. And in the physical world? Simple. Stop staring at women and making them uncomfortable. Take control of your eyes. Be in your own world, focused on your own path. And this personal story from the source material just perfectly captures this idea. The creator was sharing that his wife told him she first noticed him in a co-working space precisely because he wasn't noticing her. He was just completely locked in, focused on his work, in his own zone. That kind of genuine, unforced focus, that's what's truly magnetic. All right, last section. We've covered the why, the what. Now it's time for the how. Section 5 is your action plan. This is a simple, memorable tool to make all of this happen, the CSI framework. The framework is just 3 letters, CSI. Super easy to remember. It stands for connect, surrender, and identify. These are the 3 concrete steps you can take, starting literally today, to put all of this into practice. First up, C is for connect. Look, you cannot do this by yourself. It's too hard. You need to find your tribe. Find communities of other guys who are on the exact same path. Having that brotherhood, that sense of mutual accountability, it's a total game changer. Next, S is for surrender. This means you make a conscious, deliberate decision to surrender your mental energy and your attention to your purpose, your business, your body, your faith, whatever your treasure is. It's an active choice to shift your focus away from the trash and onto that treasure. And finally, I is for identify. You have to become a detective of your own behavior. What are your specific triggers? For a lot of guys, it's being alone late at night or taking their phone into the bathroom. You need to know exactly what yours are, because once you identify them, you can start to consciously design your life to avoid them. At the end of the day, desexualizing your brain isn't about suppressing your energy. It's about redirecting it. It's about taking one of the most powerful forces you have and channeling it toward building a life that actually means something, a life of purpose, discipline, and real success. So the only question left is, are you ready to take charge?